Hello everybody and welcome to the first part of What If Naruto Got Heartbroken by Team 7. I hope you enjoy this What If. Also don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest episodes. Chapter 1, The Broken-Hearted. Third person Naruto's perspective. Naruto was making his way to Ichiraka's ramen when he spotted Sakura and Sasuke headed toward the training grounds with Kakashi. I wonder what they're up to, he thought to himself. I wasn't informed of any training, what are they doing? Naruto stopped and hesitated only for a minute and then took after them. He kept a short distance between them but one far enough away to not give himself up. When they all finally reached the training ground, he saw that they all just was standing there talking. He moved a little closer to hear what they were saying. I can't believe that we have to train today, just so we don't have Naruto on our asses, Sasuke was saying to the other two. Yeah, I know what you mean, Sakura said back to him. I just don't think he can keep up with us on our regular training, so I guess we just have to do it this way. Naruto's heart stopped and plummeted into his stomach. What are they talking about? I am more than capable of keeping up with them. I can beat them all. After all, I am going to be Hokage one day, believe it. He couldn't help but wish that he could stop hearing what his so-called friends were saying. He had always thought that they were a true team. Now, you two, settle down. We all know that Naruto isn't strong enough to keep up with elite ninja like you two. So Sasuke, Sakura, I think it would be wise for us all to meet here on Naruto's off days to practice away from his ignorant eyes. Naruto couldn't believe he had just heard Kakashi-sensei say something so cruel. How can Sasuke and Sakura be considered elite ninja, and I'm not? I helped defeat Haku and Zabuza just like them. I helped bring Granny back after mine and Jiraiya's fight against Kabuto and Orochimaru. I just don't get how he, of all people, could think that about me. Naruto sat dumbfounded after what he has heard. He didn't want to keep listening to what they were saying. He just started to get up when he heard something that he didn't think he would ever hear out of his so-called team's mouth. What are we going to do about that damn demon fox anyways? He heard Sakura say, and his heart cracked a little bit more than it had already in his life. I don't know, Sakura, Kakashi answered. I mean, there isn't really much we can do except try and control it. Crack, crack, crack. His heart was breaking and he didn't want it to. Naruto sat up and listened to what else was about to be said, fearing for the worst. And then, it was said, Naruto can't control the damn fox inside him, because the dope is a damn demon himself. Sasuke said, not knowing that they were being eavesdropped on. Break, shattered. Naruto's heart has shattered into oblivion. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. Just make it all go away. Naruto was screaming at himself for allowing to be close to people, knowing what they would all think of him in the end. He noticed then that his cheeks were wet and vigorously tried to wipe his tears away. He stepped back and he stepped on a branch. Freezing where he stood behind them, he saw three startled faces turn toward him and then saw his team's eyes go wide with understanding. He turned and fled, not knowing what to do anymore and not wanting to confront them as of now. His heart couldn't take it. Chapter 2, The Underestimated Boy. Third person Sasuke's perspective. He's a damn demon himself, Sasuke said to his teammates. He, Kakashi and Sakura were talking about Naruto. They had come to the training grounds on their day off to be able to train away from prying eyes of their fourth comrade. They needed it to be secret so he wouldn't find out and be able to stop them from training for what they were planning to do. Kakashi was about to start speaking when all three heard a snap behind them. Sasuke gasped and he as well as the other two turned around and saw Naruto behind them. What's he doing here, thought Sasuke. He shouldn't have heard any of this, did he hear? He looked at Naruto and saw that his dobe's eyes were filled with tears of hurt and betrayal. Oh no, he did hear us, he had to have misunderstood what we were saying. Sasuke took a step forward and before he could say anything, Naruto turned and ran from them. Sasuke didn't hesitate a split second before he took off running after his friend. He didn't even bother to tell the other two what he was doing because sure enough, when he looked behind him he saw Sakura and Kakashi were right on his tail, looking as anxious and worried as he felt. He looked ahead, and saw that Naruto had already gotten quite a bit far ahead of him, and that he looked like he was stumbling from how fast he was going. I think he heard us, Sasuke said to the other two, as they continued to press on after Naruto. And I think he misunderstood what we were saying. I agree, replied Kakashi, his tone full of concern and worry for the blonde boy ahead of them. I don't think this is going to end well, Sasuke mumbled to himself. What do you mean? Asked Sakura, who just happened to overhear his mumbled lament. Sasuke didn't bother answering her because he himself didn't want to think about what it could mean, especially if they couldn't get his blonde dope to understand the situation. He felt a pang in his heart as Naruto's hurt-filled eyes flashed through his mind. We've got to make him understand that wasn't what we meant when we were talking about that damn fox. I have to. Sasuke kept his eyes on the boy in front of him, who seemed to be getting further and further away. Damn. How fast can he be? All of a sudden, right before his eyes, Naruto vanished into a cloud of smoke. It was a clone. Kakashi yelled, and as soon as he said it, Sasuke's heart dropped. Then where the hell is he? Sakura panted when they stopped to look for any clues as to where Naruto had headed off to. I don't know. Kakashi said to her. Damn it. I have to find him. I have to explain. Sasuke had a bad feeling about what was happening and what could happen. Sakura, you go check Ichiraku's. Kakashi, I think since you are the fastest and have those damn hounds, I think you should go check the Hokage monument and the Hokage tower. I will check his apartment and the rest of this area. If any of us don't find him in 45 minutes, meet back here, and we will figure out what to do then. Sakura nodded and took off toward the blonde's favorite restaurant. Kakashi looked at him for a moment and said, right, but if you find him, contact me with this. He pulled out a walkie-talkie and handed it to Sasuke. I have already given one to Sakura prior to our meeting, she knows to have it on channel 2. Right. Sasuke replied, and before he could say anything else, Kakashi disappeared into a puff of smoke as well. Now to find the dope, Sasuke thought as he took off with all his speed to Naruto's apartment. Chapter 3, I Don't Like This Darkness. Part 1. Third-person Naruto's perspective. After turning and running from his comrades, Naruto put his legs to the limit as he rushed toward his apartment. While he was running, he looked back and saw that his teammates were following him. Why in hell are they following me? They only think of me as an ignorant demon fox anyways. He knew that tears were still falling and making him stumble. One stumble caused him to go down. He used his special technique, Shadow Clone Jutsu, to make a clone of himself so he could use it as a decoy. He hid behind a store that he caught in his blind side. He used all the speed he could and dashed behind the building. He held his breath and was praying with all his might that it would work and he wouldn't be seen. Please let it work, don't let them find me, I don't want to see them. And by the grace of God, he saw them pass him at top speed. He waited about 5 minutes and then poked his head out and saw that they were gone. He knew it was working because he felt that the jutsu has not yet been broken. I don't have much time. I can't even begin to want to figure this whole thing out, I just want the pain to stop. My heart hurts so much. I just want to go where it doesn't hurt anymore, believe it. He thought to himself bitterly. He ran again at top speed towards his apartment, knowing that is going to be one of the first places they looked as soon as the jutsu was broken and they all found out the clone was just a decoy. He got to his door, opened it, stepped in, and shut it all within 3 seconds. As soon as the door closed, he slumped to the floor, letting all his tears and emotions out to the surface. He couldn't believe that the people he thought as his true friends and comrades only thought of him as stupid or a demon. He cried even more after remembering what Sasuke had said about him. He stopped abruptly, knowing what he must do, and knew he didn't have much time to do so. He went to his kitchen cupboard, pulled out the bottle of sleeping pills that Granny had prescribed him for depression after the death of the old man Hokage. Nobody knew that he was depressed about the old man's death. Flashback, Third-person Naruto. Naruto stood at the Kia monument at 2 a.m. in the morning crying and mourning for the old man. He was the only one to care about me, before Iruka came along. Even when I had painted the Hokage faces, he only scolded me a little, and told me that I was very good at stealth operations, and that I would become a great ninja one day because of this. He lamented about the old man. He just let his tears flow, knowing that no one would see him and even think of him as being weak. They better not even think that. He thought bitterly to himself. Third-person Tsunade. Unknown to Naruto, he was being watched. Behind him, Lady Tsunade was watching every little thing the blonde boy did. She was worried for the poor boy because she knew that he really didn't have anyone to depend on or voice his troubles to. She heard that Irika was usually the one there for Naruto, but lately, because of the attack from the sand, he had been sent on more missions due to security. She was to blame for that. When she had first become Hokage, she knew the most important task that needed to be doing was to secure the Leaf Village from border attacks from neighboring countries. When she first met the boy, she had unwisely chosen to insult the third Hokage in front of Naruto. By his reaction, Tsunade determined that the boy was really close to the third and he was probably the only thing close to a father or grandfather to the boy. After their long fight with Kabuto and Orochimaru, she healed Naruto and noticed certain things about him. He was a lot skinnier than she knew he should be and signs of sleep deprivation were apparent to her as well. She was wondering what was causing her now favorite blonde to be so weak physically yet be as strong as he was to defeat Kabuto and save her life. When she returned to the village, she learned more of Naruto's past from Jiraiya and Kakashi. She felt pity and sympathy for him. This Naruto was like the other two in her life that she lost after her magic kiss was given, as well as the necklace of the first Hokage. She did not want this boy to be lost to her too. So when she first had a chance, she started to watch out for the boy. Tonight, she was going to go to the bar and get her favorite sake, but then she saw Naruto walking by himself toward the monument. She decided to follow him. He just walked to the monument, stopped and stood and just stared at the monument. What could he be doing so late at night? He knows he has a mission early in the morning with Team 7, why isn't he sleeping? Then she remembered the signs of sleep deprivation she noticed earlier and now figuring it out, while she watched him at the monument. She put two and two together. Suddenly she knew she had to talk to the blonde, who was now like a brother to her. She stepped out slowly and walked toward him, noticing that Naruto still had unshed tears in his eyes. "Hey brat," she called. Naruto whipped around and stood frozen to the spot. "What do you want, old lady?" he asked her in a bitter tone, trying to wipe his eyes discreetly enough for her not to see, though she saw the movement all right. "Why the little punk?" she thought. "I was wondering what you were doing here so late at night instead of being in bed sleeping, getting ready for the mission I have assigned for you." She said it with a little more annoyance than she had intended, but thankfully she saw that it did not deter the boy from looking at her straight in the eyes. "I need to be a little softer on the boy." Third person Naruto. "What the heck is the old lady doing here? What do you want, old lady?" he asked her bitterly, not wanting to have the sympathy he saw in her eyes. She flashed a look of annoyance and said, "I was wondering what you were doing here so late at night instead of being in bed sleeping, getting ready for the mission I have assigned to you." He heard the annoyance in her voice, but he was not about to look down or give any evidence of being apologetic. "I just came for a walk, that's all. What's it to you, Granny?" He knew he was just looking to get punched again, but he couldn't help it. He was in a little bit too much darkness to think about right or wrong right now. "Don't give me that load of bull, Naruto. I know you are here for old man third. I know you haven't been sleeping or eating for that matter." He looked at Granny like she was someone who was from another planet. "What are you talking about?" "Of course I am eating, though not a lot. And as far as sleeping, I will be honest with you and tell you I haven't been sleeping well since the attack from the sand." Why the heck am I telling the old lady this anyways? Now she will think I am crazy and have me sent to the hospital. Who cares, nobody knows what I am feeling anyways. He again was thinking bitterly to himself. "Naruto, I know how you feeling. The old man third was almost like a grandfather to myself. I know you don't have many people besides Irika and Team 7. I know what it feels like to have one of the few people you care about leave you. You're in a place where you don't think anyone else knows, but you would be surprised how many people felt sad and lonely after the old man died. You feel it even more because you were one of the only ones who actually had a deep familial relationship with him. He was there for you when no one else was, he almost spoiled you." Tsunade told him gently. "Damn, well, she might actually be someone to rely on sometimes in this kind of situations. Actually, now that I think about it, Shizen did tell me something about her lover and brother dying after the magic kiss she gave them. Maybe she really does understand me." "Okay," Naruto said suddenly. "What the hell am I supposed to do about it then? I can't sleep, and yes, of course you're right, I haven't been eating, well, not as much as I should anyway. Nobody has noticed except you, nobody in this village actually cares about what the little demon kid is going through, and that's enough. Naruto, not everybody thinks about you like that, and those who do should just go and slap themselves because it is not true. I know of at least 20 people who care about you, and even though they might not see you having a tough time, they would be there for you when you yourself tackle to them about your problems. It's a two-way street, Naruto. She died off for a minute, and Naruto stood there feeling puzzled. Where did this lady come from? Naruto, I am going to give you some sleeping medicine. It's strong, but it should help you with sleep. And since you'll be sleeping, you will then be able to eat, okay, brat? He looked up at her and thought, man, old lady, where have you been all my life? You are really starting to be a very likable old hag. Oops, I better not call her that, or I will clear across the village in 2 seconds, ha ha ha. Thanks, Granny, I really appreciate you being here to talk to me and help me out. He told her. He watched as she dug in her purse and pulled out a scroll, unsealed it with jutsu and handed him a pill bottle. Now be careful with these, they are strong, only take 1 pill every night with a glass of water or milk. It will help you rest and get back on track. If they don't work, come by the Hokage's office and we will go from there. Thanks, Granny. Naruto replied. End flashback, He looked at the jar of pills, and thought to himself, Granny said that these were really strong and that I should only take 1 at night. Maybe if I were to take the whole bottle, it might let me sleep for a very long time, like eternity, and I would have to deal with this whole life of mine anymore. It's just too damn painful. I always thought that they were my friends. If they think like that, then I know all the rookies and guys team think of me the same way. I can't bear to know that they never thought of me as a comrade or friend. I just need all my pain in my heart to go away. I just wanted it to stop, make it stop, make it stop. He opened the jar of pills and dumped about 10 in his hand. He went to get a cup and filled it with water, and downed them in one go. All of a sudden, he forgot about something. He had to leave a note. I have to at least let Irika and Granny know that I will be okay after this, and they shouldn't worry. He put the bottle down on the counter and went to his dresser, opened the drawer and pulled out a scroll and pen. He thought to himself a minute, then began to write. Chapter 3, I Don't Like This Darkness. Part 2. Third person Naruto's perspective. Naruto thought for a minute, then began to write. To whoever finds this note. Please give this note to either the old lady or to Irika-sensei. Granny, I'm sorry for having to leave like this. I want you to know that I am going to be okay now. My heart won't hurt anymore, so you don't have to worry. I know your heart will hurt for me, but please don't let it. I am going to a much better place and you need to know that. I love you like the old lady you are to me. Granny, please be there for the others just like you were there for me when the old man died. Especially Jiraiya, he won't take this too well, so don't get too drunk and watch out for the pervy sage. I don't know if Sasuke would mind if I died or not, but I know that Sakura and some of the other rookies will grieve when I die. They don't need to be sorry for a demon like me. I am sure that Kakashi-sensei will be sad to see me leave, but tell him just to look after his favorite pupil Sasuke for me, make sure that he doesn't do anything reckless when it comes to his brother. He is really going to get himself hurt if he continues down this path of revenge. I wanted to help him, but I think I was not wanted or needed anymore. Granny, you were like a grandmother to me or even a mother, so I don't want you to grieve too much over me. I was not killed like the other two, so please don't think it's your magic kiss that killed me, or the cursed necklace either. I loved the necklace and it brought me good luck. Please let me keep it with me as I pass into the afterlife. I love you, old lady Granny. Love, you're a little punk. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto sat there and read what he had just written. He seemed to feel dizzy all of a sudden. I think those pills are already starting to hit. Damn it, I should have written this first. I just got to deal with this pain a little longer. I need to finish writing this letter to Irika-sensei before I can sleep. I don't want him to worry about me. I need to hurry, or I don't think. Naruto swayed on the spot, abruptly stopping his inner turmoil. He knew he didn't have much time, so he started writing his next letter. Irika-sensei, I always loved you as the brother I never had. You were always there for me, although I know you had to resent me for having the nine-tails fox inside me that killed your parents. I know you would never take your resentment for the nine tails out on me, but sometimes I think you wanted to. Because just like me, you had to grow up without a parent's love. So I know you pretty much sympathized with me. I know you cared for me in the only way you could. I love you for that, sensei. Please don't feel bad about not being here for me when you think I needed you the most. I didn't come to you because I knew you would be able to stop me. Please don't stop your missions and your sensei job at the academy for me. I know there are a lot of others that need you to look after them. Please don't feel bad for me, Irika-sensei. I was glad that I found you and that you taught me and saved me from myself. By the way, I think that Kakashi-sensei likes you. Love the little brat. Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto sat there, feeling dizzy again after he wrote his letter to Irika-sensei. He suddenly dropped the pen and fell to the floor from the chair he had been sitting on. I feel really heavy, damn it. He struggled to stand up, and in doing so he spotted the open pill bottle on the counter. I need more. The pain isn't going away, it's not going away. I need more to drown out this pain in my heart. That's all I need to do. Stop the pain, stop the pain, stop the pain. He staggered over to the counter, lifted the bottle and poured. He really couldn't count at this point, but downed them with the water in one go. More, stop pain, more, stop. He dumped more into his hand and struggled to down those. He was starting to feel really sick and heavy. He grabbed onto the counter to steady himself as he prepared to finish the entire bottle. All of a sudden Naruto heard a resounding pound on his front door. Damn, who the hell can that be? He tried to clear his thoughts just a little. Pound. Naruto tried hard to force his voice out to ask who it was, vaguely already knowing who it was. He couldn't seem to get his voice from his throat. Who? Shut up, pound. Just go away. He swayed again, trying to keep himself from collapsing. He knew he had to finish the bottle. He picked it up and was about to pour more into his hand when he heard the voice from behind the door. Naruto. Are you in there? It said. Great, it's the team. It was Sasuke Uchiha. Chapter 4, Dobe. Third-person Sasuke's perspective. Sasuke ran as fast as he could towards Naruto's apartment. He couldn't exactly put a thumb on where this sudden bad feeling came from. It came out of nowhere and it felt more dreadful than the feeling before. He had to get to Naruto quickly. He turned down one alleyway, took a left, then a right into another alleyway. He had been to Naruto's apartment a couple of times, but thanks to his Sharingan he was able to memorize the quickest route to the Dobe's apartment one time. So this time, he took the route quickest and took it at top speed. He saw the apartment coming into view, and jumped up onto the nearest roof. He took no precautions on safety as he jumped from to roof, finally jumping to the landing of the two-story run-down apartment building right in front of Naruto's door. He took a slight second to take a deep breath and pounded on the door. Pound. You have to be here, Dobe. You have to. I have to get you to understand that what you thought you heard was wrong. Please be here, please be here. He waited and listened. No sound came from the other side of the door. Pound. He pounded on the door again. Listening, he heard a slight sound coming back to him. Naruto. Are you in there? He called out. He listened as intently and as focused as he could. Naruto. I know you're in there. I can hear you. He yelled, thinking that he could bluff Naruto into confirming he was there. Dobe. What do ya want? Tem, he heard Naruto stutter back to him. His voice sounds off, big time off. He thought to himself. He was wondering why the Dobe's words were slurred. Naruto. I need to talk to you. You misunderstood what we were talking about, we were discussing. He thought about how he should proceed with his statement, but before he could, he heard Naruto yell out back to him. I don't care anymore. I'm even ad day, goin' sleep soon. Sasuke began to worry about the sluggish tone in the Dobe's voice. Naruto. We have to talk before you go to bed. Please let me in so I can explain things to you. Come on, Dobe. He was almost yelling through door at this point, trying to get Naruto to open up and this whole misunderstanding can be put to rest. He was still having this very bad feeling about something, and it just kept on getting worse and worse. Come on. Open the damn door. He yelled one more time. Ein, go in, two beds. He heard Naruto stutter sluggishly again. Not going to bed? You just said you were, oh shit. He suddenly realized what the bad feeling was about and started to pound on the door incessantly. Pound. 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 Naruto. Pound. 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 Open the damn door. Now. Pound. 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 Come on, Naruto, open the door. Come on. Don't have done anything stupid. Please, I'm begging of you. He kept on pounding the door. All of a sudden he heard a thud, and the breaking of glass behind the door. Sasuke panicked. He stepped back and kicked the door. It came off the hinges pretty easily. Sasuke jumped over the half-fallen door and into Naruto's apartment. He looked around quickly, and made his way into the kitchen. Sasuke froze at the horrible sight in front of him. There in front of his eyes, laying semi-unconscious on the floor surrounded by broken glass which looked like to be a cup and several pills along with a pill bottle. Naruto himself looked like death itself. Pale, eyes half-lidded and breathing unevenly and rapidly. It took him a split second to realize what had happened. He dashed with the speed that would have put Rock Lee to shame and was by Naruto's side in an instant. Naruto. He shouted. Chapter 5, Hyperactive Knucklehead. Part 1. Note, this chapter starts a little bit in the present/past. Third-person Kakashi's perspective. Sakura, you go check Ichiraku's. Kakashi, I think since you are the fastest Nad have those damn hounds, I think you should go check the Hokage monument and the Hokage tower. I will check his apartment and the rest of this area. If any of us don't find him in 45 minutes, meet back here, and we will figure out what to do then. Kakashi listened as Sasuke took control. He could see that Sasuke, who was normally so impassive to much of Naruto's hype, was almost panicking. He didn't mind Sasuke taking charge in this case. He was just as worried about Naruto as Sasuke was. He looked over at Sakura, she nodded at him and took off, going toward part of the village where Ichiraku was located. Kakashi looked back to Sasuke, thinking about something. I think he is right, I need to get started. Naruto, please be alright, we will find you. But I need to give Sasuke the other walkie-talkie. I was able to give Sakura hers before this whole thing came to fruition. He looked back at Sasuke. Right, but if you find him, contact me with this. He pulled out a walkie-talkie and handed it over to the other boy. I have already given one to Sakura prior to our meeting, she knows to have it on channel 2. Right, Sasuke replied to him, looking like he was wanting to leave that very second. Might as well head off now, I have a feeling though this is not going to end well. I heard what Sasuke muttered and I believe it. Well, got to go. Kakashi stepped back, hand signaled and broke his own shadow clone jutsu. Back at the original Kakashi, he took in all what had happened. Oh damn it, he said aloud to himself. He put down his favorite book Make Out Tactics and stood up. He put his thumb in his mouth, bit down to draw a little blood. Then he reached into his shuriken pack and took out a certain scroll. He undid the string and threw it out in front of him. Sasuke was right about some things, I'm the fastest of us right now, and I do have the hounds. He put his thumb on the scroll, and quickly yelled, summoning jutsu, 8 ninja hounds. All of a sudden in a big puff of smoke, 8 ninja hounds were seated in front of him. Hey Kakashi, Pakken said to him before he was able to say a word. Always the first to talk, Pakken. Kakashi thought to himself. What's up? Pakken asked. I need you all to look for Naruto, up at the Hokage monument. We have to find him as quickly as possible. Kakashi told his comrades. He noticed that Pakken started to look a little worried. Right, we can do that for you. But what happened to the knucklehead? Pakken asked, showing a slightly more worried expression now. How do I explain this in as little time as possible? We really need to find Naruto. Kakashi thought for a second to himself. Well, Sasuke, Sakura and myself were meeting to train away from Naruto so he would find out about the secret mission we were going on. We mentioned the demon fox and other things, and well, Naruto, he. Kakashi stumbled at the end, hoping Pakken would get the hint. Ah, okay, got it. Well, we're out of here, we will let you know if we find him. Pakken said, and with that all the hounds disappears with a gust of leaves. Now, I will go look over at the Hokage Tower and surrounding areas. Sheesh, why the hell am I telling myself all this? I know I have to find him. That Naruto, he was always good at hiding, he started to think to himself as he ran toward the Hokage Tower. I remember when he painted the Hokage faces. I couldn't believe nobody saw him until it was already done and the paint had dried. He is always so hyperactive. Kakashi continued toward the tower while looking this way and that for clues as to see if Naruto had come this way. So far nothing. I think Naruto heard me call Sasuke and Sakura elite ninja, and I think that must have hurt him as well. Damn it, that's not what, I didn't mean for it to sound like Naruto wasn't. Sure, he still had some catching up to do, but Naruto, he really is in a class of his own. I still remember when he helped Sasuke free from Zabuza's water prism jutsus. He found himself remembering the first real battle that he had as Squad 7 sensei. Kakashi, who just escaped Zabuza's attack, ran into the water and sunk himself below the surface. Coming up he noticed something strange. This isn't normal water, it's dense, heavy. He thought to himself. Just before he could get himself out, Zabuza appeared behind him. Fool. He heard Zabuza say and was shocked at what he heard next. Water prison jutsu. No. Kakashi yelled out to himself. He could already feel the jutsu closing in around him. Escaping into the water, bad mistake. Kakashi couldn't believe that he had just been taken hostage by the Mist's assassin. He looked up at Zabuza and waited for the man to explain this jutsu. Sure enough, Zabuza explained. This prison is made of water, but it's as strong as steel. It's hard to fight, you can't move. So much for the great Kakashi. I'll finish you off later. ... Kakashi had now made his way to the Hokage Tower. He began by going to the top and looking down at the surrounding areas of the village, hoping to spot the blonde boy around there. Come on, where is that kid? I need to find him. He was thinking to himself. He continued to look around for clues as to the missing boy's location. He couldn't seem to concentrate well, though he knew he had to. His mind kept replaying the memory of how Naruto and Sasuke used their magnificent teamwork to free him from Zabuza's water prison jutsu. ... Play flashback, ... A little further into the memory. Kakashi just kept on watching as Naruto went head to head with Zabuza. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Suddenly, Naruto, after getting beaten back, grabbed something on the ground. Kakashi watched as Naruto stood up and showed us all his prize. His leaf ninja headband. That's all he wanted. Kakashi smirked to himself as he thought. Before he couldn't think of anything else, he heard Naruto say something. Hey you. The freak with no eyebrows. Put this in your bingo book. The ninja that will become Hokage of the village hidden in the leaves. He watched as Naruto straightened himself up and start to tie his headband around his head again. He never backs down. His name is Naruto Uzumaki. Kakashi couldn't believe what he had just heard. Naruto. Kakashi watched as Sasuke and Naruto started discussing something, and then all of a sudden Naruto turned and said, "Alright guys. Let's go wild." Kakashi, still being stuck in the water prison, watched on carefully. Big words for such a little man. You think your plan's gonna keep you in the game? He heard Zabuza say. Ah crap. What are you doing? He yelled at his 3 students. I told you run. This fight was over the moment I got caught. Now take off. He was beginning to get desperate. Your mission is not to prove how brave you are, it's to save the bridge builder. Stay on mission. He watched as Naruto looked back and discussed something with the bridge builder Tsunade. Both Naruto and Sasuke then turned around to face off with Zabuza. Alright, you hear that? He heard Sasuke say, then before he could say something he heard Naruto speak. Yeah, believe it. You ready? He could tell they were planning something, and he began to pray that they would not get themselves killed, trying to rescue him. Pause flashback.